is Maria Proveca of the Pueblo of San Ildefonso in New Mexico. She is in her 90s, and as a young girl, Maria learned how to make pottery from her aunt. Later, she and her husband, Julian, rediscovered a traditional Southwest Indian technique of making glossy black pottery. In this film, Maria's sister Clara, her daughter-in-law Santana, and her oldest son Adam demonstrate how to form and decorate their pottery using the basic elements of clay, water, and fire. First, equal parts of clay and volcanic ash found locally are sifted and then mixed like dough. Too little water and the clay will crumble. Too much water and the clay becomes soggy and hard to work. The clay will be set aside for a few days to allow for bonding, but must be kneaded occasionally during this period so that it remains pliable. A pinch coil or rope coil method is used to form a bowl. Clay used for rope coils must first be squeezed to rid the clay of air bubbles. First, a ball of clay is flattened like a tortilla and pressed into the supporting base. This is called a pokey, and this will become the bottom of the bowl. The coils are formed by rolling a ball of clay back and forth with even pressure between the palms and letting the coil drop. Clay can also be rolled out on a board to form a snake-like coil. Care must be taken to pinch the coils tightly together so as not to entrap air bubbles before adding the next coil. The more coils, the higher or larger the piece. After adding the desired number of coils, the bowl is ready for smoothing and shaping. Various shaped pieces of gourd or wooden scrapers can be handmade for this purpose. Shaping is done while pressing gently and turning the base continuously so that the line of the pot is kept symmetrical. After the shaped piece is completely dry, it is scraped and lightly sanded until smooth. In this case, the sharp edge of a jar lid serves the purpose. A special red clay mixed with water, called slip, is now applied with a cloth which is folded and used like a brush on the dry clay. Several coats of slip may be needed, and only as much area is covered as can be polished before the slip dries. A high polish is obtained by buffing the leather-hard slip surface with a smooth stone. Tumbled rock that is smooth and rounded makes a good polishing stone. A cloth lightly greased with lard prevents the slip from drying out during the polishing process, but must be used sparingly. A small pot may take 20 minutes to polish. Larger pieces require several hours of polishing and should be done one section at a time. No glaze is ever used by the Pueblo potters. After the pottery is completely polished, a design may be applied. A natural brush for decorating can be made from a single narrow yucca leaf. The tip of the leaf is cut off and gently chewed to separate the fibers. The fibers are then cut to the width desired. A light gray or brown clay slip is used for decorating with the yucca leaf or watercolor brush. When the pot is fired, this slip design will turn a matte finish on the polished surface. After the design has been painted, the pottery pieces are ready for firing. A calm day is required. Any wind will cause uneven firing and therefore uneven color. Only dry cedar or juniper wood is used for kindling the fire. Any wood containing pitch will leave a mark on the pottery. A raised iron grate supports the pottery. Each piece is positioned solidly, face down. space is allowed between pots since shifting may occur during the firing process. An enclosure is built around the pottery with pieces of scrap metal containing lead, tin, or stainless steel. Air vents are left at intervals. These may be opened or closed to control the heat of the fire. Dried cow chips are placed around the mound. It is the smoldering cow chips which actually fuel the fire. Care must be taken to surround the pottery with heat, not flames, which would mar the surface of the pieces inside. After about an hour of burning, or when the cow chips have turned completely black, the fire is smothered with powdered dry horse manure. If the fire is allowed to burn longer without smothering, the pottery would be fired a red-brown color. It is the high carbon content of the smoldering manure which turns the earth-colored pottery jet black. Any tiny volcanic-like eruptions caused by internal heat must be plugged up to prevent an open flame. Finally, it is time to open the mound and hope that the pieces have come through the firing safely and successfully.
Sonai rom pa na so ahoy a hey